Welcome back to Sun Devil Extra. I'm Tim Healy, filling in for Braden Bell this week. In the short time that it has been in existence, less than a decade, the Sun Devil Women's Triathlon program has become a dominant powerhouse in the sport, bringing home this trophy 7 times, 7 national championships, and 1 runner-up finish in the 8 years in which the championship has been contested. Joining us this week on the show is the man who is the architect of the women's triathlon program at Arizona State, our good friend, head coach Cliff English. Good to see you, Cliff. How you been?
I've been great. Good to see you as well, Tim. Thanks for having me.
When you first took this job, did you have visions that the success that you've had would come as quickly as it did?
I know I should be more humble than that, but yes, I did. I mean, you know, I'd been a long-time coach, been a 4-time Olympic coach, multiple world champions. I'm a pretty solid coach, and I know there's other great coaches out there, but I've always had a lot of self-belief in what I can do, and that had been because I've done it before, right? Mm-hmm. So I, definitely knew I was coming in here to start something, and I always intend every time when I do start something to make it special. And I guess in the first year, the first win, that might have, we kind of squeaked by with that one, and then after that, we really got even stronger. Yeah. So. Like I said, I always, and it's kind of funny because that's actually a little out of character for me. I do really believe in being humble, but at the same time, I had no intention of coming in and going average. Mm-hmm. I wanted to raise the bar and take this to the next level, make everyone chase us, which they did, and I pretty much like to think that we really built this and then have brought it up to a level where people have chased and now have started to beat us, which is a good thing. Yeah. I think it's really important. You got to have that competition. Sure. And set the bar high, and now it's really high. So I guess to a certain degree, kind of created that monster as well. But it's a good thing.
As you sit back and look at the totality of your time here, what would you say have been the main factors in your program's success?
I would definitely say, from our institution, just the incredible support that we've had here. Obviously starting with Ray Anderson, who hired me in the beginning, to have that vision to want to take the risk with, an emerging sport, and give us that opportunity to run with it, right? So I think sometimes you have to have that environment that is open to that, and I think Graham has continued that on, and it continues to give us incredible support. So I think at the base level, you have that platform to build off of, and then you just take it and run with it. So we've been, great facilities. I think, having lived in Arizona for over 20 years, I love Arizona. I think it's probably one of the best places in the world to train for our sport. So that doesn't hurt either. Mm-hmm. Sure, we're not California, but at the same time, I think our training is just unparalleled. And, constant sun, we have great facilities. So I think as it's gotten more competitive, that still gives us that edge, because a lot of people want to come here because it's that desirable. And I think also, it's quite fitting when you think about the 2 best teams in the country. They're actually both from Arizona. Mm-hmm. So I think it says a lot for what we do here with our sport in this state.
Well, the objective of all that training is to bring home that hardware there.
Exactly.
And you did it the first 7 years in which the championship was competed. Last year, you finished runner-up to the arch rivals from Tucson. How big a motivating factor is that for your team as you start going through this season?
Oh, it's been great, because I would definitely say we've never, within myself and also with the team, complacency and sitting at the top has never been ever in our DNA. It's always been, okay, and on to the next year, let's do even better, let's go even bigger. And not that we needed that to light a fire, but it certainly did. The fire's always been there, but I know the team literally, like right after that race and the very next day, my team captains were like, we're going to get it next year. And that seems to be the whole theme through the summer. And even now, I always have check-ins after every competition, and every single one of the team, including our team captains and our defending champion, Naomi Ruff, she's like, we're taking it back this year. So I think that's fantastic, and they're that competitive, and, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a great battle.
Yeah, I've always heard that, coaches say in all sports through the years, it's tough to win championships. It's tougher to repeat championships. So what you've been able to establish in your program is really remarkable in that context.
Thank you. No, I would agree. I concur. It's all my years of coaching, like you said, you can go in, you can have a world champion or an Olympic champion and then do it again, and that's the hardest, and not to say it's easy to do it the first time, but repeat and repeat and repeat. But, we've been able to be so consistent and keep that a big part of the team culture. I love how Graham, introduces us sometimes going, hey, well, if the worst thing they've done has been runner-up, that's pretty good, and I'm still very proud of that. It was still a very tight race, and the women were incredible and fought so hard. So that consistency is something that we still have, and I think it's just all about just recruiting well and keeping up that really positive team culture and team environment.
Well, let's talk about this 2025 team, which is coming off its first event victory of the 25 season, winning or placing first last week at the Desert's Edge Collegiate Cup in Loma, Colorado, in the far western portion of Colorado. How'd you evaluate your team's performance last weekend?
Really good. And that's the thing with every performance, you're still, going to have some incredible performances and then some people that, maybe it didn't all come together, but, and I think the same thing happened for U of A as well. But once again, we kind of have gone back to that depth. We've always had really good depth on the team and we needed that, their top kid, Kelly Wetland, who was going to be, probably Naomi's chief rival. They were 1-2 last year with Naomi taking the crown at Nationals, and that's how it goes with great champions. Usually they go back and forth with the wins, and but we went second, third, and fourth, which is huge. We need that, and we know, and everyone on the team knows that's how we're going to win Nationals again, to just have that consistency. We also had our fourth place score was 10th, so to have 4 in the top 10, that's how you get it done. And we're just very happy with the team. Some of these competitions are interesting. We had altitude, we had a big storm that came through the day before that dropped the temperature down. I think all week they've been sitting on low 80s as a high and low 60s as a low, and we were treated to, I think, a low of 44, and so when you're racing at 7:30 a.m. and the sun's just popping out and you're looking at that water, and I'm happy I'm coaching, let's just say, I'm not swimming, but no, it's the same for everyone. That's one thing you always got to remember, but they're just, it's just great to see that how resilient they are, and being able to handle anything that's thrown their way, and it was a great battle, and it was is one of those competitions where what we call an out and back course on the runs that go all the way out to the halfway mark of that 3.1 mile, the 5K, and standing up there kind of, waiting to see. And then when I saw, obviously the U of A in first, but then that second, third, fourth in a line of our 3 girls, and I knew we had a really great shot at taking it. So it was really nice to get that win again.
Cliff mentioned Naomi Ruff. She was the individual national champion last year, and clearly the leader of this team. What a great example she must set for your other athletes.
Oh, it's just incredible. Yeah, and she just absolutely, loves the team, loves the sport, such a positive, person, and such an incredible athlete. We're also coming off some pretty, just in the 3.5 weeks that, the fall season's been going. In some of the outside competition, both Naomi Ruff and Sid Clement, as well as Zoe Adam, were down at the Junior Pan Ams in Paraguay, and Naomi Ruff was able to bring home the gold medal for the U.S., and Sydney brought home the silver for Canada. And also Alex, a transfer student athlete that we have on the team, just won her national championship back home September 7th, and we had another transfer that also got third in the under 23. So yeah, just really strong competitions, and always with this team, we try to overachieve, I guess is the best way to put it. We do have world champs that are coming up in Wollongong, Australia, and that's going to be on October 16th for under 23s. And last year Naomi was the top American finisher with 11th place, and I know she's got a really big goal of really trying to aim for that podium, that top 5, and even higher on a podium. So we're looking forward to that, and lots of stuff going on for the team.
By the way, later in the show we will visit with Alex Campbell, the newest member of the triathlon program, transfer from the University of Denver. Cliff, I can't wait till this weekend. We're going to get the first installment of the Duel in the Desert triathlon style. It is a straight heads-up match, ASU and the U of A in Tucson, bright and early, 7 a.m. Saturday morning. That's going to be something.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. And what's kind of nice too, I'm talking with the head coach, Wes Anderson, down there, and we're going to do a little team lunch with both teams afterwards. So, obviously fierce rivalry and competition, but definitely, just really make sure we're all good friends and just enjoying each other's company after. Good sportsmanship.
And I think that has really been prevalent in your sport, because I remember a few years ago when you used to come on the show with me and we chatted, it was almost like U of A adding triathlon helped elevate the sport, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just really nice to have a really healthy rivalry. And, it's one of those things, having, been a longtime hockey fan, I just love playoff hockey in the sense that they are so fierce on the rink during the game, and as soon as that is over, they line up for the handshakes.
Stanley Cup handshakes are still the greatest gesture of sportsmanship, I think, in world sports.
Yeah,
really.
I would agree. I love that, and I think it's something that I guess, just as having been a longtime hockey fan, I always think it's really important to have. In defeat, you got to shake. In winning, you got to shake and be humble, and I think that's super important.
Oh, absolutely. Now, after the U of A meet, next on the agenda will be the East Regional Qualifier in Troutman, North Carolina, coming up in the latter part of October 25th. Interesting, in years past, you've competed in the West Regional. Is there a particular reason why you're in the East Regional this year?
It's well, I guess that would be the reason with us finishing second. They circle seed the top 6 teams, so first goes West, second goes East, third West. So I guess that's motivation to win again, so we can stay West.
There you go. All the motivation you can get, right?
Exactly.
And then mark the date of Saturday, November 8th on your Sun Devil Sports calendars. On that day, for the 7th time in the last 9 years, Arizona State will host the 2025 Women's Collegiate Triathlon National Championships out at Tempe Town Lake. It's always been a great honor for the school and for your program to do this. Talk about that. And it doesn't hurt either. I think you've won every one of the championships that have been contested here in Tempe.
We certainly have. No, it's just incredible to be able to compete in our backyard. I mean, the Valley has just been so supportive of the sport. It's in the same venue that Ironman's been there for, I believe it's almost 20 years or something. So just a great venue, and a real privilege to be able to do that here in our backyard. And I think we always hear incredible feedback about the quality of the race, how tough it is, how challenging it is, and I think that's very fitting for a national championship. So we're always happy to be out here doing that here, like I said, in our backyard.
Clearly, I think you believe your team this year has national championship potential as well, yes?
Yes, definitely. We really believe in it. The team's fired up for it. And like I said, we're very aware of the battle that we're going to have on our hands, but we're going to do everything we can to be ready for it. And we just hope to see a lot of people come out to help support. We do need volunteers, so if people are interested, you can find all that information on our website as well. And we also have an amateur race, an open competition that'll be in the morning, and should be same challenging course. You can come down and see if how you stack up against the best women in the country.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, right.
Do you happen to know where in Tucson the competition will be this Saturday?
Yeah, it's actually going to be a pool triathlon. So they'll be doing it at Hildebrand, which I know our swim team competes at, and then we're looking at a very technical course with lots of little 180s that's going to be right on their promenade and in front of their basketball stadium, and then running on the same course as well. And so they do a very short version of the triathlon that we call a super sprint, and it's going to start with prelims in early morning, and then mid-morning it's going to be finals. And then we're going to do some fun relays after. So nice, fun day of competition, and for the team, that kind of marks the end of our kind of regular season. It's just over so quickly. And we're going to stay down for an extra day and do a little team bonding down there, and do a nice long ride the next morning as a team, and then get ready for our championship segment right after that.
So it's the U of A this weekend, and then of course Nationals hosted by Arizona State in November. Lots of exciting things happening in Sun Devil Women's Triathlon. Always great to chop it up with you, Cliff. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sun Devil head coach Cliff English, our guest here on this segment of Sun Devil Extra. Coming up, we will talk to one of the newest student athletes in Coach English's triathlon program, as Alex Campbell will join us shortly. This is Sun Devil Extra from the Mountain America Credit Union Sun Devil Radio Network.